everyone, how are you all? Namaste. I'm sure that you are great and I'm sure that your CAT preparation is going on full fervor. I'm here, Shruta Tiwari, with a series of sessions or series of videos on how to read Aeon Essays. And in the series, I'm here with a passage from Science and Technology. Before we start, I want you to brush up a little bit about how to read at all right? How to make it simple? You should not get stuck while reading. Because you're reading Aeon essays, expect a lot of jargons, good vocabulary, technical words. Second is do not skim or scan, do not rely on speed reading if you are at the initial stages of your reading comprehension. अगर आपने पहले रीडिंग नहीं की है और आप अभी फाउंडेशन लेवल पे ही हो तो आपको स्किमिंग स्कैनिंग नहीं करनी है, आपको स्पीड रीडिंग बिल्कुल नहीं करनी है क्योंकि ऐसे में आप अपनी तकलीफ को और बढ़ा लोगे। ठीक है, तो read at your own pace. Make it simple का एक मीनिंग ये भी है that you should not read for more than 5 to 6 paragraphs in one go. क्योंकि अभी रीडिंग कच्ची है तो obviously you will not be very much interested in those technical essays of Aeon. So my suggestion is that read 5 to 6 paragraphs in one go, understand the context, take a break, then come back and then you can continue. All right, तो एक सेटिंग में 5 से 6 पैराग्राफ्स पढ़ने हैं. Look for words, phrases, idioms, or jargons in the dictionary only after you have completed the reading and you have summarized it. What do you mean by summarizing? You should ask yourself what's the point the author is making. Okay, so this is how the Aeon page looks like. This is the website. When you go to Aeon Science, this is the range of topics you can explore, from astronomy and biology and biotechnology to computing, artificial intelligence, climate and earth science, environment, evolution, engineering, human reproduction, human evolution, medicine, mathematics, whatnot. You have an array of all these topics. You can just click on one of them and you'll have multiple essays or videos pertaining to that topic for you. You can pick according to your own choice. What I've done today is taken one essay from this artificial intelligence, and I had a range of articles and videos from which I have chosen this latest article, and that is on xenobots. Before we start with the passage, I want you to focus on this part of your screen wherein the Aeon Essays gives you this facility, this benefit of listening to the article. You can listen is of 3,700 words. As I told you, it will be a longer passage. So you don't have to read it in one go. You can divide it into chunks and then you can read. This is the topic. What on earth is a xenobot? So xenobot होता क्या है? इसका क्या meaning है? And that's what the passage is all about. All right, so you don't have to worry about it. हाँ, अगर जेनो का मीनिंग तुम्हें पता है, रूट वर्ड तुम्हें पता है, तो तुम्हें ऑटोमेटिकली पता हो जाएगा कि जेनो का मतलब होता है फॉरेनर और स्ट्रेंजर, बॉट मतलब रोबोट, तो xenobot मतलब a stranger robot in our body. So what on earth is a xenobot? Xenobot होता क्या है? The more we understand how cells produce shape and form, the more inadequate the idea of a genomic blueprint looks. So this is the crux of the entire essay, and that is the reason why this is the subtitle of the article. And it very clearly tells you कि जितना समझने की कोशिश करते हैं कि सेल्स अपना शेप और फॉर्म कैसे लेते हैं, उतना ही हमें लगता है कि हमें और समझने की जरूरत है the idea of genomic blueprint. ठीक है, genomic is related to genome or genetics and blueprint का मतलब होता है map. जब हम कोई भी प्रोजेक्ट या कोई भी चीज स्टार्ट करते हैं तो एक ब्लूप्रिंट तैयार करते हैं, उसके बाद उसके ऊपर काम करना शुरू करते हैं. ठीक है, so that is blueprint. Let's move to the passage now. So here are the two initial paragraphs. You can pause the video and read it for yourself, or you can read along with me. Okay? Where in the embryo does the person reside? Morphogenesis. See, this is the jargon. Morphogenesis, the formation of the body from an embryo, once seemed so mystifying that the scholars presumed the body must somehow already exist in tiny form at conception. In the 17th century, the Dutch microscopist Nicolaas Hartzocker illustrated this preformationist theory by drawing a fetal homunculus tucked into the head of a sperm. This idea finds modern expression in the notion that the body plan is encoded in our DNA. But the more we come to understand how cells produce shape and form, the more inadequate the idea of a genomic blueprint looks to. What cells follow is not a blueprint, if they can be considered programmed at all. It's not with a plan of what to make, but with a set of rules to guide construction. One implication is that humans and other complex organisms are not the unique result of cells' behavior, but only one of many possible outcomes. All right, so now, even if you have not understood a few words here and there, a few jargons here and there, I'm sure you have at least a little inkling about what the topic of the passage is. It is talking about embryo, it is talking about sperms, it is talking about fetus, and it is talking about DNA. So you understand that it has something to do with the DNA and the form and shape of the cells. Also, when we look at this paragraph, it is repeating the sentence which we have read in the subtitle. The more we come to understand how cells produce shape and form, the more inadequate the idea of a genomic blueprint looks. So, we have an understanding that जितना समझने की कोशिश करते हैं उतना ही वो कम लगता है और लगता है थोड़ा और समझने की जरूरत है. Now let's understand the meaning of these words. Embryo, you know, this is भ्रूण जो अनबॉर्न बेबी होता है. और morphogenesis, तो अगर तो आपको रूट वर्ड पता है तो ये पता होगा morph का मतलब होता है शेप और genesis का मतलब होता है origin. So basically it is the origin of shape or form. ठीक है. अच्छा, ये नहीं भी हमें पता, मान लो ये जार्गन हमें नहीं पता, ठीक है, तो भी यहाँ पर आप देखो एक्सप्लेन किया हुआ है. The formation of body from an embryo. That is what is called morphogenesis. So घबराने का नहीं, अगर कोई जार्गन आपने पढ़ लिया तो घबराओ मत, उसका मीनिंग आगे दिया होगा, कहीं ना कहीं उसको एक्सप्लेन किया होगा, सिंप्लीफाई किया होगा. ठीक है. प्रीफॉर्मेनिस्टिक थ्योरी, तो ये थ्योरी का नाम है. प्री मतलब पहले, फॉर्मेशन या फॉर्म मतलब शेप, तो पहले से शेप कैसे बना, इस तरह की कोई थ्योरी होगी. ये कॉन्टेक्स्चुअल मीनिंग समझ में आ गया. अ फीटल homunculus tucked into a head of a sperm. So tucked into मतलब क्या, टकिंग मतलब क्या, एक बटन के जैसे टक करना, जैसे हुक या बटन टक करते हैं हम. Homunculus is basically a miniature man. अच्छा, नहीं भी पता हो तो भी ये तो समझ में आ रहा है कि वो फीटस की बात कर रहा है और ह्यूमन बींग्स की बात कर रहा है. तो some kind of human fetus is tucked into head of a sperm. So जो भी जेनेटिक जानकारी चाहिए उस पर्सन को शेप लेने के लिए वो कहाँ पर टक होती है. This view of the cell as a contingent constructional entity challenges our traditional idea of what a body is and what it can be. It also opens up some remarkable and even disconcerting possibilities about the prospects of redirecting biology into new shapes and structures. Life suddenly seems more plastic, amenable to being reconfigured by design. Understanding the contingency and malleability of multicellular form also connects us to our deep evolutionary past when single-celled organisms first discovered the potential benefits of becoming multicellular. The cell may be the focus of evolution, more than genes or even than the organism, says I.R. Trillo of the Institute of Evolutionary Biology in Barcelona. Far from the pinnacle of the tree of life, human become just one of the many things our cells are capable of doing. So, basically, what does this paragraph, this passage is about? This passage is about the redirecting biology into new shapes and structures, the possibilities which are there, which make our life more plastic. Plastic means stretchable, flexible, moldable, isn't it? The same is the meaning of amenable. Amenable is becoming flexible, adjust accordingly. All right. Reconfigured by design. What is reconfigured? Configure means configuration. Re means again. So again, you are designing it or reshaping it. All right. Understanding the contingency and malleability of multicellular forms. So what is contingency? It is basically similarity. Now it says, far from the pinnacle of the tree of life, humans become just one of many things our cells are capable of doing. तो pinnacle का मतलब क्या होता है? Topmost point, topmost point, highest point. ठीक है? That is pinnacle. तो अगर हम ट्री ऑफ लाइफ के हाईएस्ट पॉइंट की बात करें तो वहां पर ह्यूमन बींग्स आपको मिलेंगे that cells are capable of more than we had imagined. See, repetitively he is saying that cells are capable of more than we can imagine. The biologist Michael Levin of Tufts University in Medford, Massachusetts, and his colleagues have shown that frog cells liberated from their normal developmental path can organize themselves in distinctly unfrog-like ways. The researchers separated cells from the frog embryos that were developing into skin cells and simply watched what the free cells did. So this is an experiment going on. Culturing cells, growing them in a dish where they are fed the nutrients they need is a mature technology. So culturing cells is a jargon and the meaning is given here. In general, such cells will form an expanding colony as they divide. But the frog skin cells had other plans. They clustered into roughly spherical clumps of up to several thousand cells each, and the surface cells developed little hair-like protrusions called cilia, also present in normal frog skin. The cilia waved in coordinated fashion to propel the clusters through the solution, much like roaring oars. These cell clumps behaved like tiny organisms in their own right, surviving for a week or more, sometimes several months, if supplied with food. The researchers called them xenobots, derived from Xenopus levis, the Latin name of the African clawed frog from which the cells were taken. So why they call it a xenobot is also illustrated now. And what is the meaning of this xenobot? That is also illustrated now. So if you had patience and you have read through, you'll automatically understand very clearly what the article is all about. It is saying that there was a dramatic demonstration done by these scientists or microbiologists. And what was that? That they proved that cells are capable of more than we can even imagine. All right. And how did they prove it? They took some cells out of the frog and they cultured it. So this is cell culturing or culturing cells which means growing them in a dish, all right, where they are fed the nutrients they need, but they are no more in the body of the organism. They are taken out of it, all right. And when they observe these cells, they found that they have started figuring out things or shapes for themselves. They are behaving like an individual cell or organism in their own right. They are showing features or shapes like which are not there in the frog or which are similar to frog but they have their own features as well. They could survive for even a week or more, even sometimes several months as an individual organism. All right, so they multiplied into several thousand cells and they developed a little, clump like structure, which was a different kind of an organism, which was able to survive for several months. And this clump or this organism, that tiny organism which they have created, is called xenobot. And why we gave it a word xenobot? Because it was taken from a frog, African clawed frog, which was called a Xenopus levis. All right. So जब भी बैठो हमेशा अलग अलग वैरायटी अलग अलग फील्ड ऑफ स्टडीज से आर्टिकल्स लो. एक बार में 10 15 20 पैराग्राफ्स पढ़ने की कोशिश नहीं करो. 5 to 6 पैराग्राफ्स पढ़ो. Let me bring you back to that brush up of reading. The first thing is you have to make things simpler for you. Do not complicate things by fast reading, skimming and scanning, using all kind of technicalities. Don't do that. Read at your own comfortable pace, the pace in which you speak, and read 5 to 6 paragraphs in one go. Look for words, phrases, jargons only after you have completed your reading because most of the times the words are explained in the subsequent sentences or words. So, unnecessary बीच बीच में रुक रुक के पढ़ोगे तो दिमाग का फोकस नहीं बनेगा. Summarize towards the end so that you understand what's the point the author is making in one sentence. So, in 10 to 12 minutes, at max 20 to 25 minutes, you will be able to read the entire essay and you will be able to come up with the gist or the central idea of that. So that's all for today. Before ending the video, I would request you to like, share, and subscribe and hit the bell icon so that you get notification beforehand. I'll be coming up with such interesting videos wherein we'll read along the Aeon essays. I'll not leave you alone, I'll handhold you for reading the Aeon essays. I'll come up with such interesting essays from philosophy, psychology, economy, history and culture, science and technology we did today. I'll be coming up with more such essays. So if you want to read along with me and understand things and get better, stronger foundations, do like, subscribe and share my video. So till then we meet next time. Bye.